morning, guys. It's Saturday morning finally. We love Saturdays out here. One big reason we love Saturdays is because I'm self-employed, so during the week it's always pretty busy. So on Saturday mornings it's my first chance to get out here first thing, have not a lot of worries of what's going on, maybe some phone calls I have to return here and there, but usually on the weekends I kind of I focus all attention on projects out here at Camp Cairn Creek, I guess. And then Saturdays, this morning I went down to Lowe's. They opened at 6, so I got Lowe's early, got out here. It's just now kind of getting daylight, probably close to 7:30 now. But Saturday and Sunday we usually get a lot of visitors. So I like to get started early so I can get in the groove. I like to be organized to get the day started, and just it makes things move a lot smoother when we get started early, as most of you probably do as well. Weather-wise, man, the weather has been crazy. I just heard on the radio this morning that the month of January here in southern Ohio was 7 degrees above average, and they talk like that was a pretty big deal. We definitely noticed it. We do snow removal, our company does, and I don't think we went out much at all in January this year. Maybe once or twice just to put down a little bit of salt, but wasn't bad at all. So we was able to get a lot of work done still, and not real cold. Also want to give a shout out today to my niece Bailey May. I have several nieces and nephews. She's got a birthday party that I probably won't make it to today, so at least I can do is say happy birthday to Bailey May. I believe she is 10 years old today, so happy birthday, Bailey May. Today's projects, the last video I talked about, we're building some cabinets in the bonus room. I'm using the plywood I wasn't proud of purchasing from the local hardware store, and I said I would use wood from the property to custom make the doors, the trim. Well, it turns out when Cousin Than the other day was out here getting some firewood, his dad was taking down some old poplar boards that he had for horse fence. So instead of burning those, I decided to reclaim those boards. So as of now, the project, it's in the stage of I have the boxes built, set in place. Today I'm going to work on the trim and making the doors. It's going to be another inside type project, but I think you're going to really love how we're making these old boards that have been outside for several years. We're actually bringing them back to life, and it looks really cool. Maybe midday or so I'll take a walk. I wanted to show you guys a driveway project that every single time we pull back the driveway, it's getting worse and worse with that drainage failure at that point in the driveway. Might take a walk down there just to get outside for a minute and at least do one type activity outside. At Lowe's this morning on this cabinet project, most of this project is fairly cheap, but I think I spent almost 260 bucks on hinges and some hardware today, some glue, sandpaper. So it's not a totally cheap project, but all in all, it's apples to apples. Once we see the finished product, it's going to be really, really cool, and I think on a really reasonable budget for what the finished product's going to be. We were going to saw this morning. I have some saw logs in the background here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but we were going to saw. But last night I worked late. I did not get ahead and comfortable of having the shop cleaned or ready to bring those logs in. So I postponed that. My father-in-law, he's got a few logs. Buddy's got some logs. So I told all of them we'll work on that tomorrow on Sunday. So I'm really hoping for a productive day today to be able to get the cabinets done in the bonus room. Another shout out I wanted to give to you guys. This morning at the gas station, it was 6:20 or so. Saw some service guys running in. There's a local Army National Guard training center by the Lowe's in town, and so these soldiers were going to that training for the weekend. Like I said early, most of them's probably traveled an hour or 2 or 3 hours. I don't know how far they was traveling, but they were hustling, bustling to get whatnot and get on over to the training center, which I wanted to bring up, touch base on my lifelong best friend. We'll just call him Lieutenant Colonel for now. He's an Air Force pilot, and he just shipped out over to the Middle East about a week ago. Fortunately, he's only going to be there for a couple months this time. He's got a family of his own. He's got a huge farm pretty close to here. So him being gone only a couple months, he wasn't excited about going, obviously, but he's excited about being able to be back in time for planting on their farm. Another cool tidbit about Lieutenant Colonel's farm is we can walk from this 140 acre property, go through state property. The state property parcel is about 1,400 acres, but we can walk through the state parcel and then walk directly onto his land, which is several thousand acres of farm, woods and pastures and tillable acreage. Like I said, just a quick tidbit, but Lieutenant Colonel, shout out. I know you're over there watching it in the Middle East today. Thanks for everything you do, obviously, and can't wait for you to get back so we can hang out again. So that's the morning recap on today's projects. We'll go ahead and get back up to the mill shop, get things rolling, and show you some good action here very soon. So here is our current situation. These are the boards that we got from Cousin Than and Knuckle. Those are the old fence boards. So what we do is we're pulling the nails. They were all kind of wet and nasty. We scraped them off, pulled the nails, squared up the ends, kind of organized them into links so we know which one's usable. Then we will run them through the planer, the big DeWalt planer. I want to show you what that looks like. Alright, so here, that's what the board looked like when we received it. It's got the moss and just kind of yucky, split up. We run it through the planer one time, and we get that baby. So that's poplar. It's seasoned, it's dry. That's the backside not planed yet. We'll get those through the planer. We'll run them through the table saw to get our particular width for each board. I have a cut list for all the different boards I need. Cut them to length again, the exact size. I come over to my Craig jig system. We drill our pocket holes to make, well, like right now I'm making one door frame. So you can see this is one of the cabinet doors I'm making. Here's our pocket holes. It's a really cool system of fastening boards together. It's a really tight structure too. Then we'll put the face cabinets in. Now let me walk into the bonus room and show you where we're at on that part of the project. Like I said, I'm really hoping today to get these babies done. So this is the bonus room. Nothing crazy, but this is maple. That's maple. That's maple that we cut down. We dried it, ran it through the planer. The board and batten in the background there, that is poplar. Kim and Allie just painted that. They finished that last night. Man, let me tell you, they do not like painting, but they got it done. All right, so here's where we're at on these. These are the boxes we made. So we have 1, 2, 3, like 5 components to the box system of using the plywood. So we're going to have several storage up top. Those will all get doors. Those little doors, well, we got 8. That's going to take me forever. And I'm not a master carpenter. I actually just ran a table saw for the first time ever yesterday. But I do have all the tools, and I'm definitely not afraid to jump in and try something. All right, so there's the boxes. As you can see, we have a ton of junk in here. She's got horse stuff, we got cooking stuff. So the end result here is hopefully this evening I can show you this room and it's super clean and you don't see any of the junk. It's all up there hidden. And I think I might put a desk right here because I know you can't really see. Look at this view. Except for that, the hay burner is negative. The barn looks cool, but they're probably down there wanting to eat food right now. But the rest of it's pretty cool view. That's a mix match patio. Basically stones we had left over from different jobs we do. There was some deer right up there a little bit ago. All right, let's get back to work. Saturday. It's lunchtime. I took a little walk here on the driveway. I want to show you guys what I think we're going to do with this section here of the driveway to help dry it up. We have probably around a half mile of driveway. When we first got this property a year and a half ago, we actually had no driveway at all. It was just fields, so we had to actually cut the roads in, put the gravel in. For the most part, we used crushed concrete. The gravel plant that had that, it's only about 15 minutes away, so it's close. The crushed concrete's comparable to limestone, so that's what we used for our base. Most of the driveway's holding up pretty good. Now this section here I'm going to show you, and I knew it was going to do this. I knew that we'd have troubles with it when we put it in, but we had this creek crossing. Right here we have we have two streams coming together. We have I believe I put in a 12-inch culvert. All right, so here's our bad spot. So you can see on the left side the elevation's higher than the right side. So typically what we would do is we'd cut a ditch down this left side to help that seepage water and surface water get intercepted and then going down to this creek. So it's nice we have the creek close, but with that grade, I like to mow on that grade. To cut a ditch in it, we'd have to go way back and increase the slope. So I think what I'm going to do down through this area is put in a French drain type system. We'll go down 16 to 20 inches, put some gravel stone, like 57 round rock, smaller than a golf ball, a little bit bigger than a marble, but we'll put that in on the base. We'll put some pipe in with the holes in it, and we'll actually trap that water, and then we'll take it on down to the creek. But you can see, and we bring the skid loader down here all the time and fix these holes, but once you get a hole started, it's nearly impossible to fix them potholes. And then right up here, I'm going to show you something different. This is our handy dandy grand entrance project that we worked on last, I believe it was Labor Day weekend. A good friend of mine, Slimy, man, all my friends have crazy nicknames, but Slimy, he surprised me with that sign. It's awesome. Him and Don made that sign up at their place and presented it to me as a gift, and it looks super sweet. So I teased him, but when he made that sign, and I appreciate that sign a bunch, but it ended up costing me like $2 grand and landscaping and mulch, and I'd actually like to get some trees behind it this spring. So this nice entrance area, we put these stones in. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a little catch basin in here. That catch basin will not be tied into the French drain. It'll actually run in a separate pipe down to the stream. And there again, I knew that this would hold water here. It was just one of those things that in the summer it's dry, you don't think about it. And anytime you mess with the driveway, it just turns into a mess to do decent driveway maintenance. So I think that's, another thing here. And I didn't think about this, but I do have some background in landscaping. But the deer love my plants. They love them. This would actually probably be a good spot to just put up a blind. It seems like every morning or evening when you come in, the deer are here chomping down on the plants. Look at that handy dandy work by Scott. Ooh, Slimy. His first name's Scott, but we call him Slimy. That's cool. The collar scheme there, it mimics state parks here in Ohio. Him and Don done an excellent job on that. Really proud of it. These are big stones. We'll have to do one video on the back in the woods part of this property. I don't know how many acres, but the whole left side of this valley, if you see that valley back through the right side and the left side are two different type woods. The right side's really clean, no rocks at all. The left, 70 acres or so, it's got rocks like this, thousands of them. I'm telling you, thousands. There's actually some rocks on that left side. as large as a house. I mean, seriously, a huge 2-story house. There's rocks that big on the left side. So it'll be anxious to see, and it'll be anxious to get up there and show you guys some of the characteristics of the woods. And then that's kind of part of the meaning of Cairn Creek. It's got to do with rock cairns that we'll be able to show you one of these days. That's a little dirt bike track one of the boys built. They can't wait till it gets warm weather so they can shred out there. All right, we're gonna head back in. All right, party people, had to run into Cruz, had a YMCA basketball game. So production got paused there for a little bit. But headed back out to the farm now, trying to video and drive at the same time. First time I've ever tried that. Probably not legal, but at least I have my seatbelt on. So this is going to be about it for today's video, but I want to touch on a few of my friends and some people are asking, you know, why are you guys doing those videos? It's, for one, it's a great opportunity to just get out there and do stuff and show everybody what we're doing, because it's cool. It's really cool. And another big thing that I thought about, and I've thought about this for a couple of years. So on Back to the Future Part 3, when they talk about Clayton's Ravine, Marty's going to drive in the DeLorean and the bridge is not there yet. And Doc Brown says, Marty, you got to think in 4th dimension. You got to think in the future. The bridge is not there now, but it will be in the future when you travel back in time, or back into the future. And by the way, Back to the Future, that's top 5 hands down. Can't argue with that. Like Tin Cup, Field of Dreams, Back to the Future, they're all up there. But anyways, back to my point. How cool would it be to go back and watch your great-great-great-grandpa just do stuff at work or hang out? Obviously technology's changed, so even, you know, 4 or 5 great-grandpas back, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I'm saying is, how many of you actually have good footage of not just pictures, that I think it's cool for generations to come. They can look back and see what I was doing and what the family was doing. Hopefully our little property stays in the family for generations to come, and they can see stuff getting built, getting done. I think it's freaking fantastic. So anyways, that's my little soapbox for now, and thanks for watching today. This is video 4. We'll be starting on video 5 tomorrow, Sunday Fun Day, Super Bowl Sunday, Groundhog Day. Always a good time, and we'll try to behave. Probably not we tend to get a little excited and crazy on Sunday Fun Days, but all right, thanks for watching, guys. And the reason I say likes and share and subscribe, it just helps us keep our numbers going up, and it motivates us actually just to get that action, that feedback. And I can't stress enough, guys, if comment on YouTube, you can scroll right down and you can comment on what you saw in the video, what you like, because I am literally in the dark right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm here to make it better. Anything I do, I want to make it the best I can do, so I want to do that with this one too. But I need your guys' help, so you need to get on there and comment. Tell us what you liked about today's video. Tell us what you'd like to see in the future. And we'll see you in video number 5.